Hey, what up, chat? This is the first time we are going live on YouTube with the YouTube app. Normally, I go live using Streamlabs, but tonight we're gonna go not live using the YouTube streaming live. See how that goes. See if it's see what all the rave is about. So how's everyone doing tonight? We're gonna be painting psyduck, as you can hopefully tell. Hopefully, it looks like psyduck and not Pikachu. But yeah, we're gonna be painting Psyduck today, talking Pokemon, and hopefully I can meet some new people and chop it up about Pokemon with y'all. Let me know what you think about the Psyduck. It's definitely in its beginning stage. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Doesn't seem like I can do ultra wide mode, but we'll figure it out. You know, we will figure it out. So as you can tell, there's some white on Psyduck. So what I normally like to do, because orange and yellow is not very opaque, you gotta set down some white first so you can go over it. So I set down some white so that way I can do his shadow colors, which meaning like the beak is on top of his little stomach, all that cool stuff. I originally did it a little bit too dark, so I had to erase it and make it lighter. So right now I'm making a slightly darker yellow, so that way I can put the shadows in. Nice, this looks good. This looks like a good orange. Yep, that should be good. That should be good. A nice solid orange for Psyduck. I don't know if we've got any Psyduck lovers out there, but I know that I have a couple people at the last card show talking about how much they like Psyduck. This one sold before it even got finished. This one's already sold. I sold it to an awesome Pokemon card vendor at the Los Angeles Card Fest. I believe his name was Kim, if I'm not mistaken. He was awesome. He said he wanted the Psyduck for his fiance, and I showed him what I have. I showed him this piece and what it was looking like in the progress and how it'll look when it's finished. And he said, sign me up. She's gonna love it. So there's that. Started painting the Psyduck, and now I'm just gonna lace it up and tune it in so I can ship it off. And let me know where y'all coming out of. I'm out here in Los Angeles, painting Pokemon every day, you know. Let me know how it's looking on your end. If you guys can hear me good, drop some hearts and some likes in the video, you know. And what up? How's everyone doing? What up to everyone in the chat? What up to everyone watching? Thank you for stopping by. Check out some artwork. Check out some Pokemon. I don't know if any of you guys were at the OC TCG card show this last weekend, but it was super lit. Thank you, Shagun. Might be saying that wrong, but I hope I didn't say it wrong. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Yeah, this one's for a client who already purchased it. They live pretty close by, so I offered them some affordable shipping. And yeah, sold this piece for about 50 bucks. If any of you guys want anything, let me know. Feel free to DM me on Instagram and or TikTok. The handle name is the same as this one. I'm making art in the dark. I have tons of work available right now. It's going super fast. At the last show, I sold out of almost all my pieces, came home with more commissions, and I do any Pokemon you want. However you want. I can draw you with your Pokemon. I could paint them in your room. I could paint them in the alleyway by your house. You know, business, commercial use. Let me know. Nice. I'm glad I said it correctly. I know that pronunciations could be pretty difficult sometimes, but I think me having a Mexican-American background lets me pronounce newer names that aren't like American names pretty easily. But what kind of cards are y'all collecting out there? Right now, I am trying to collect as many full arts as I can of my favorite Pokemon. So recently I just got this bad boy. My homie Fluffy Marshmallow gave me this for a steal price. And this is one of my favorite Pokemon. One of my absolute favorite Pokemon. Mainly just because he's so hard to get in like every game except Legends Arceus, where he's very attainable. You just have to find him. But you don't have to do like any crazy like, what is it in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum? You gotta talk to like 30 NPCs in order to get him. No worries, brother, no worries. If you gotta go, I fully understand. It's all good. But yeah, Spiritomb, trying to get him in the games was always so difficult, but like so cool. And he has such a tight, shiny variant. I just recently got a shiny card too, and he's blue. I've been trying to shiny hunt him on Legends Arceus, and let me tell you something, that dude is not easy to shiny hunt at all. I've caught almost every other Pokemon shiny in Arceus, but not Spiritomb. I'm definitely trying to farm him right now. And so far on Violet, because I know they have the outbreaks with all the shiny Pokemon, right now I have like, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 shiny Finizen. I got, I want to say 5 shiny Small Lives, and only 1 shiny Charcadet, which is, I don't know if you guys are shiny hunting out there, but shiny Charcadet is not easy to find. The only way you could tell he's shiny is by his blue eyes, and normally he has red eyes. But I don't know if it was just me because I was up late last night playing, but when I was trying to shiny hunt him, it looked like all of them had blue eyes, and as soon as I got close or tried to do a quick battle, my Pokemon would annihilate them, and then I'd realize it's not a shiny. So yeah, shiny Charcadet is definitely a doozy to look for, especially without the shiny sound like they have in Arceus, which I hear they're gonna bring back the shiny sound in the new Legends game, Legends ZA. So that's gonna be tight because some of these shiny Pokemon, their variants are ridiculously hard to try and find. Like if you have to shiny hunt a Gengar, that's like dumb hard to find. Yeah. And there was another one they had released too that was like crazy hard. It was Comfey. Comfey was gnarly hard to shiny hunt. I think you can only tell by its little face, and it has like a tiny face in general. So when you go to look at its tiny little face, it's like, I think it was blue. I think its shiny variant was blue. And yeah, that was ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, whoops. Making sure I'm still on. We are still on. Yep, lay down the orange. We're gonna have to probably put another coat or 2. But what I do need to do, I need to make a dark gray for his hair. So that way I can outline it with black and it. Because if I just do 3 black pieces, it's not gonna look like dark black hair. It's just gonna look like 3 black blobs. But if I do it a darkish gray, it will look like hair, because then I'll be able to it'll look like black hair, and then I'll be able to outline it black, and then I can add highlights and lowlights to it, and it'll still look amazing. So let's see. Let's make ourselves a nice gray, a dark gray, and do that psyduck hair. I definitely want to paint a big like photo or mural of a Alolan Dugtrio. That'd be super sick. I'm trying to line up some walls out here in LA or anywhere around the world. If anyone out there has got any walls that they need Pokemon on, you're willing to pay, let me know. I'm willing to go Pokemon your neighborhood with artwork. I'm trying to do more of that this year. I've done a couple in my old neighborhood, and it was super fun. I have a giant Pikachu running in one of the alleys in my old neighborhood in Los Angeles on like Vermont and 24th area. So if you're ever out there, there's a big Pikachu in the alley. Go check it out. If you see it, take a picture, tag me. Don't tag on the wall. But yeah, it's tight. So I'm trying to do more Pokemon art. These card events that I've been going to, I went to the OC TCG card show recently, and wow, that was so sick. I had a blast. My friend shared his booth with me, hooked it up, let me vend there, and yeah, we did some live artwork, gave away some Pokemon art. We had a bunch of people entering the dollar raffle, which if you don't know, every time I vend, I do a dollar raffle. And I always do a live art piece just because, you know, I love to paint and I don't really like to stand around and do nothing at these card events, especially because I don't resell cards. So it's, yeah, I just sell my artwork. But I'm definitely going to get into selling some cards. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but, you know, income sounds nice. But definitely don't want to whore out Pokemon in any way. But, you know, yeah, definitely thinking about getting some cards soon, some boxes, and definitely thinking about selling some Pokemon cards. I have a few that I want to open up on the channel, but I'm going to save those for special opening days, so that way it's not too much in one sitting. You're just watching me paint, watching me open, yada, yada, yada. But yeah. There we go, laying down that dark gray, which I know it still looks kind of black from the camera. But once I outline it with black and then I throw a little bit of softer gray in there, it'll really stand out and look like hair, hair on his head. And same thing with the orange. Most people, like a lot of artists I see, leave their stuff just like this where you kind of see through it. I like mine to be very prominent, which the word for that is opaque. So a very solid color. So I'm going to go back with the orange I made and probably go do 2 or 3 more takes on top of it, make it look very opaque, and then I'll be ready to outline it. Whoops, I dropped my brush. And then once I get to outlining, then it's going to start looking awesome. And that's like my favorite part to do. I love to outline my work. It just, you know, because when you're doing stuff like this, you don't really see it. Even me, well, I mean, I definitely see it as the artist, but it's hard to explain what you're looking at when it's not even done yet to someone who's looking at unfinished artwork, you know what I mean? And to any fellow artists out there who watch this or may see it, you know, if you have any pointers on how I can be a better artist, let me know. If it looks good, also let me know. But definitely, yeah, it's definitely want my work to look opaque and look more like a sticker. I used to paint very, I used to do a lot of dry brush shading in my old illustrations. And some of them are still on my old page. A lot of them I took down because they don't have anything to do with Pokemon. And I just started revamping my page on TikTok and Instagram, so that way they can be more Pokemon reflected. But yeah, there's I definitely want to have just nothing but Pokemon fan art page. Pokemon's huge right now. It's been huge, and I love Pokemon like so much. I know a lot of you guys love Pokemon too. I never really did Pokemon art growing up because I loved it so much. I didn't want to like do a bad job for like some of my favorite Pokemon. And also, I wasn't too good of an artist when I first started drawing. And now I feel like I've definitely developed my skill a lot more. I'm able to get nicer work done. People are booking me to do events and paint Pokemon for them. Like this Sunday, I'm going to be at Card Fest LA. And if you guys went to the first Card Fest, it was super lit. And when I mean lit, like it wasn't a party. It was like super Pokemon cool. There was tons of amazing vendors there. Tons of awesome cards. Tons of rare cards. English, Japanese, Chinese. Graded slabs. Near mint cards. Like it was awesome. It was so sick. I had an absolute blast. And I don't see how anyone that doesn't like Pokemon wouldn't have a blast. It's so much fun. So much fun, you know? Like, it didn't sound very enthusiastic when I said that, but yeah, no, it's super lit. I came home yesterday from vending at the card show, and I was like, oh man, I was just telling my family how awesome it was, and I felt like maybe I'm just bugging them with how cool it was, and I just sound like a giant nerd, because I definitely nerd out over Pokemon heavily. Heavily nerding out about Pokemon constantly. What song is this one? Ooh, the Sinnoh Trainer battle. I love this one. I like all the music on this, I guess, album. Yeah, this album is sick. I'm gonna hit this with the blow dryer real quick. Excuse the noise. And I like to hit it with the blow dryer real quick, just so that way it dries faster. I hate watching my paintings dry or just letting them dry. I'd much rather dry them myself, and definitely can with the hair dryer. It does a lot of work. All right, cool. Yeah, sorry about the noise, everybody, but I gotta dry it so that way I can paint faster and longer, or else we'll spend a whole time watching all my paintings dry very slowly, and that's not very fun. And shout out to Alpha 6 acrylic paint, always lacing me up. Lacing me up with all the good paint, you know. They sponsored me recently, gave me fat bundle pack of paint to use, and I really appreciate that. They didn't have to sponsor me at all, and they definitely went out of their way to do that. I was super tired of them. Oh man, yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about orange and yellow. It's just a B.5. If you know what that means. I'm not trying to curse on YouTube or on any live. But yeah, orange and yellow can definitely be a headache. Like psyduck, he's like, oh my god, this orange and yellow. And I'm like, I know, psyduck, I know. We don't want to use orange and yellow. But the show must go on, and we must put shadow for him. Yeah, once this paint dries super quick too. I don't know what they use in their formula, but yeah, their alpha acrylic paint dries gnarly quick. I don't know if any of you guys have ever used golden acrylics, which is my usual go-to for outlining. This stuff is gnarly good. It's so opaque, and like the viscosity on it is crazy. You could run a line super good. So if you guys know anything about painting, or even the smallest bit, you know, you got to dip your brush in the paint and then like draw. But if you're using like really thick paint, you got to water it down and then like, you know, keep trying to do your line. The paint that I got from Golden, it's so like, it's not watery, but like it is, but in a good way. Like it's super opaque, so you can't see through it. And I could literally outline like his whole arm and his nose before I have to clean the brush and dip it back in paint. Like it runs so long. Yeah, it looks like a bee right now. He's gonna look kind of funny on his opening stages right now. So like, right as you constantly hear people say, oh, trust the process, trust the process. This is gonna be one of those corny moments where I say to trust the process. But oh man, that sounded so cringe. But yeah, no, he's gonna look funky right now up until I get all these colors way more opaque and they're solid. And then even then he's gonna look kind of funny until I outline him and make the black super prominent. And then go back with either like a super light yellow or a white for the highlights on his body. And then now that I'm looking at it, I also have to do like, I have to make this more opaque. And then right on the bottom of his beak and the bottom of his feet, I gotta do a darker tan to show where the shading is on his feet and nose or beak. And then that'll start coming together a little more, but 90% of the time when I'm doing a painting, it looks super wonky as I'm doing it. And like, I always feel super like, not embarrassed, but like a lot of the clients that hire me to do work for them, they don't know, but they don't do artwork, so they don't normally see the process of an art piece being made. And I've been at jobs and they're like, oh man, is it gonna look like that? And like, I know it's gonna look amazing when it's done, but like my initial sketch and like getting the colors in there before the second coat, it looks so, I wouldn't say bad, but it looks like very dry and rough and like I didn't try. But I got to get that first layer in so that way it looks solid. Like the beak right here, you can see through it. It looks all grainy. I don't like that. I don't like my stuff to not be opaque. I like it to be super solid. And so watch, I'll do a little section right here so you guys can see. So like right in this area, you see I drew over, it looks more solid. So when I fill that part in, let me see if I get some more bottom right. So when I fill that part in, it's gonna be significantly more solid or quote unquote opaque versus the rest of the nose. Like you can't see through that part, but you can see through the other parts. And like I know right now it's like, okay, well, yeah, whatever. But as soon as I start getting everything a lot more solid, it starts to look better. So once I get all the layers in and the opacity at the, you know, correct excuse me, I need some water. I'm gonna take a quick water break, y'all. Excuse me, real quick. Oh my goodness. Yeah, watch my Dagger Card said, yeah, watch my buddy's live drawing too. At certain points it looks like nothing, but it always comes together. Yeah, and like I feel like I definitely learned that growing up, because my background with art stems from like graffiti and stuff. And I remember doing like legal productions with my friends at like walls out here in LA. And before I knew how to really paint, I'd watch these guys create stuff, and like at first it just kind of looks like a giant blob or nothing, but like in the shape of like a letter or said character or illustration. And then once they get to like a point where they start adding a darker hue and a lighter hue to show like depth, contrast, highlights, lowlights, you're like, okay, like I was doing one of the live paintings recently at the card events, and this dude was like, what are you drawing? And I'm like, oh, it's Snorlax. And he just like didn't see it, which I understand. It just looked like a giant blue blob with like beige in it. And he comes back and he's like, oh, and like it's just the shape now with like a little bit more depth, and it's just the opacity on it's there. It's way more thick and not see-through. And he was like, oh yeah, it kind of looks like Snorlax. Comes back an hour later, it's completely Snorlax. I'm just outlining him now. And he's like, holy moly, I did not know that that's how it looks like during. He's like, I thought it just kind of just fell together right away. And like I fully understand that, you know, like if you're not a person who like hangs out with artists or watch artists or like or even is an artist yourself, you know, it kind of just seems like in first head like, oh, my friend's good at drawing, he could draw real quick and it's gonna take like 20 minutes. But some people actually can draw like that. Like my older brother, he can draw so freaking well and so freaking fast. He's like a printer, and I'm not like that. But I'm trying to get better. But yeah, no, like some people very much believe that the process is something quick and fast, or like to conceptualize something comes quickly, and that's not necessarily the case for everybody. Some people are amazingly talented and could conceptualize on the spot, and I'm not one of those guys. I can conceptualize like a very okay thumbnail sketch and you know, work from there. But I normally see the idea in my head prior, like most people, prior to drawing it out physically. But a lot of people can put exactly what they see in their head on paper really well. Just like people who are writers, you know, they could put their thoughts on the paper really well, like, you know, first try, and articulate exactly how they feel and what they're saying and thinking. I know a few artists that can do that with their artwork. Nice. This dark gray that I made earlier, as you can, hopefully you can see it. I'm gonna pull a little closer. It's starting to blend in with the black, but like I said, once I throw a little bit of light gray on this side, a little on this side, and a little on this side, it'll really look way more dimensional. so far, I got my Bumblebee psyduck, and we'll call him the California region form. Because he's got a mean old headache. With a Venice Beach psyduck. Venice Beach psyduck. Who knows what he's doing? Hopefully he's doing well. I don't know how he ended up in Venice Beach, but, you know, our prayers go out to you, psyduck. We don't want you down there no more. I want you to come home, psyduck. Alright, yeah, I also got a sponsorship from this amazing company, Surf Paints. They're pretty cool. They got some amazing colors. I feel like their paint pens, their acrylic paint pens, work the best on, for me, work the best on wood surfaces. I feel like they're very much an outdoorsy paint brand that like is meant to last for outdoor crafts or crafts that are going to sit outdoors, in my opinion. But I've seen people use them for more conventional and commercial use stuff. But a lot of the videos I see for a lot of the other sponsored artists, they use surf paints on their actual surfboard, which is actually how they started advertising their paints. They would have their friends draw on them, and they were like, we need to make our own markers so we could draw on our surfboards. And yeah, that's like their whole spiel. They do a bunch of cool stuff. They do a bunch of surfboard artwork with these markers on there. And I reached out to them and was like, hey, your company looks awesome. I would love to, do some reviews on your product. And here I am today, straight up reviewing their product, reviewing multiple products that I'm sponsored by. I am a proud sponsor of, or not, I'm not a sponsor. I'm a sponsee. You know what I mean. There's the word sponsor, and it has to do with me, and it's awesome. But yeah, they hooked me up with these acrylic paint pens. Some of them, because I didn't store them properly, you got to store these pens properly. So you got to hear it like click. If you don't let it click, they dry out super quick, and then you're bummed out. Bonsai! There we go. We got some spirit in the chat. I like it. But no, yeah, these pens are awesome. Some of the colors that ran out quick for me was black and white. Those ran out the fastest. I wish I was sponsored by Posca, dude. That is what I really want to get sponsorship from. I have so many Posca pens. So many. They're both good in their own ways. Like I said, and like I feel, surf paints, I feel work really good for surfaces that are rough like this. Like wood. I use Posca on wood all the time, and my favorite medium to paint on is wood. Like fine art paint. My actual favorite medium to paint on in general is to paint murals with spray paint and house paint. But if I'm doing work at home, I prefer to paint on wood rather than canvas. Canvas is awesome, but I just like the way wood feels, especially because I cut out all my wood pieces my own self and sand them down. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. The surf paint is they're similar in different ways. Their viscosity, as you can see, like the red's not see-through at all. I don't see through it. I don't see the pink on the other side. Oh yeah, this is wood. This is wood right here. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I do a lot of the updates, my art updates on Instagram. I go live on YouTube. I'm gonna start going live on TikTok and possibly Twitch. I've heard some good things about Twitch. I've never been on Twitch. I just downloaded it, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is wood. Surf paints, I feel like works good on like surfboards, wood. What else? Like plastic. This stuff works really good with it. I don't normally use this on canvas. The only reason is that it kind of dries kind of chalky. The paint on this is just a little bit chalkier. Like, I don't know if you guys ever use tempera paint, but like tempera paint kind of dries in a chalky way. You can like scrape it off and whatnot. That's how surf paint kind of dries if you cake it on. Posca, I haven't had that yet with Posca. Posca works swimmingly for me in every aspect. Canvas, wood, plastic, all that stuff. It works well on all that. But yeah, no, surf paints is cool. I got the sponsorship from them. doing reviews on them and right now, showing you guys how it works. I think it works great on wood, and also wood's my favorite surface. This is my first time painting, second time painting on wood with alpha acrylic. My first time painting on wood was that Pikachu cutout I have on my shorts page on YouTube. And if you've seen that all of that was painted with this one, this one, this one. This paint's really cool. It's super cool. I'm still learning how to use it. Every paint's got like their own niche, I guess you could say. Like they're very different. Like I don't like using tempera paints. That's something I refuse to use. I've had terrible luck with it. And Dagger Card says, "Yep, they were my favorite pens for autographs back in the day. Like you said, it goes on all surfaces." Yeah. Poscas are great. You can. Back when I was doing graffiti with my friends, we would use the silver ones because they have like really good ink in them, or paint, I should say, and we would use those to write on surfaces, and they worked great. But like as far as like writing on surfaces like that, because I'm not trying to condone vandalism or anything, just speaking from surfaces I wrote on growing up, I would definitely say if there was a marker for that kind of usage, I would use the there's like this giant metal Sharpie, and like because there's big Sharpies, there's plastic ones, the poster paint ones, but then there's the ones that are like metal, and they think they're also poster paint, but the paint inside them is enamel based, and enamel paint tends to last longer on most surfaces because it has an oil in it and it's not like watery based like acrylic. And so yeah, me and my friends would use the silver ones and we'd go draw on stuff, and yeah, those were awesome. Those were great for that. But like I personally don't use Sharpie for artwork. I think it's not my cup of tea, you know what I mean? But Sharpie's cool for lots of things. Like I use Sharpie all the time. I have Sharpie right here on my desk. I have everything on my desk actually. And then another cool card I actually got. Shout out to my homie Fluffy Marshmallow once again. He gave me this to give to my cousin because he's a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I'll be completely honest, I don't remember this card when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh the first year it came out. But if you know me and you've watched my other live streams, you definitely know that I like the cards and the Pokemon illustrations based on illustration and game use alone. Cards on hype, they're usually pretty super sick either way. But yeah, I mainly like them for how they look and like what I remember in the games. And what I'm learning at all these card events are everyone in the Pokemon universe, card vendors, collectors, game players, game collectors, people that play the actual card game. We're all like, we all know our own different facts, and like, it's so tight. Like I don't know much about the cards other than like when I used to collect them when I was a child. But when I was a child, they didn't have all these cool cards or like SIRs, SARs, full arts. None of that existed, and now like I'm learning about all that again, and it's so tight. And everyone's so nice to share knowledge with me. And yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, it's awesome. Dagger Card says, "Yeah, I forgot the name, but I had some of those awesome silver paint pens." Yeah, you know which ones I really like too? Maybe you're talking about one of these, and I have them down here on the bottom. Deco Color. So these are also oil based, and like I guess you could use that to write on surfaces with them, but they're not. They like the tip on them. If you're gonna write like on surfaces that aren't yours, like on the street and stuff, they tend to clog up. They get like full of dust and stuff. So they're not ideal for that. Ideal for stuff like that, like graffiti and whatnot, or like big broad markers, such as this, like a huge Posca. You could write on stuff in big letters and all that. What I'm really into now is like when people do Pokemon graffiti, but like legally, of course. Like there's this dude I follow, and I don't know if it was a YouTube short, if it was Instagram or TikTok, but the dude went into like this really scrungy looking area. It was gross. It looked like there was trash everywhere. And then he like cleared out this little wall and like moved all the trash aside and went in there and just painted a Grimer. chilling next to the trash bags and stuff. And I think he even brought like a trash bag full of like leaves and stuff and put it next to the grinder, and it looks so tight. I don't know if any of you guys seen that video, or maybe I'm just the only one nerding out in Pokemon art. Onyx, what up? What up, Onyx? I seen your painted Pokemon cards on Instagram. Is it difficult to paint on a small slick surface like that? If you go straight on the surface, yeah, for sure it's difficult. For me at least, like, I'm not the most talented. I try my best, but I try to keep it transparent and be honest. So like this is one I just recently did, and this is the one we're gonna give away once we get to 500 subs. We're gonna give that one away along with the Wug Trio full art. So 500 subs, you're gonna get these two bad boys along with the sticker pack and a big thumbs up and a thank you for myself, covered in paint. But no, yeah. So what I do, because it can be difficult, and there's like two things of difficulty. I've seen people just paint straight up on it, and like just go straight on with Posca markers and use like some small Poscas and draw straight on it. I've also seen the method where people like tape the card down onto like whatever desk or surface they're using, and they'll kind of like prime it with like a soft gray or like a white, and then they'll draw over with pencil, and then they'll paint over it with acrylic. I definitely am more based to try to paint on it with acrylic paintbrushes versus paint pens. I've noticed that when I use paint pens on top of the primed surface, because it's a gloss coated card, the paint pen tends to like pull off the paint underneath it. So when I use the acrylic paint brushes, it doesn't tend to pull off the stuff. So I don't know if you could see. Maybe you can't see it on this card, but some cards you can see like a little smudge, but not like a smudge on the actual image. You can just tell there's some texture, and it's because the marker is pulling up the paint underneath it. And it's because the marker is a harder instrument, because it's a thick piece of, like, I guess you could say fabric that's pushing on top of another layer of paint, versus a paintbrush that's kind of like just gliding on top and dabbing. And Dire Cards, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. I'm trying hard to, make my stuff look nice, and work really hard to produce some amazing Pokemon stuff for all the cool and dedicated collectors, Pokemon fans, Pokemon lovers, everything, because like I love Pokemon, and I know y'all do too. So I want to represent Pokemon in an awesome way for you guys to be like, damn, that's tight. I would want that, even if you don't buy it. Just knowing that you like it, or you would want that in your house, that means so much to me. That means a lot to me. That means to me that says, all right, you're doing a good job. Let's see what else you can do. So yeah, and I'm also accepting any challenges out there. You guys got any challenges for me? Let me know. I'm definitely down to do some YouTube painting challenges with Pokemon. Since I live in LA, I'm going to be doing some Pokemon artwork throughout the city, in various places. I'm trying to do a shiny Ditto somewhere in downtown LA. That would be super tight. Downtown LA is, if you guys don't live in downtown LA, they're pretty open to artwork anywhere, as long as you're not writing like bad words or drawing body parts on the wall. The most common body part that people draw vulgarly everywhere. But yeah. Oh, psyduck beats. Yeah, dude, he's crazy. You see him. He's just going sigh. Him. Poor little psyduck. He's got another headache. I don't think he drank enough water today. And we be telling him, psyduck, you need to drink your water, man. Dude, shiny Ditto on a wall, right? Ooh, that'd be sick. Yeah, I'm trying to do all that. I'm trying to travel up and down California. I'm trying to travel outside of the US. I'm trying to do all that and just do Pokemon content art-wise. Yeah, I'm ready to break the mold. I'm ready to go hard. And thank you, Ryan Tran. I appreciate you, cousin. If you guys don't follow Ryan Tran, that is the homie. He is the cousin. He is the man. Check him out. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for stopping by and, sharing some positive words and telling me that a shiny Ditto would look cool, because I think it would look cool. But hearing it from you, definitely want to do it now even more. Let's see if we could get this Psyduck nice and opaque. Cut off some of these lines. Make it look well-rounded. And I know it kind of just looks like I'm just painting over the same stuff and nothing's getting done. But over here on this end, it definitely, I can see where some of the colors are starting to become more opaque and not as see-through. Let's see, dagger cards. 6 have been getting cramps in my leg because I have been drinking too much coffee during my 10K step challenge this month. Oh man, dude, that was me yesterday at the card show. So the night before, I was up late FaceTiming one of my friends, and I was doing some artwork just like this, pretty much exactly like how we're kicking it right now. I was kicking it with my homie, and I was doing some artwork like this, and we're just chopping it up, talking about how we're gonna vend. And as you know, daylight savings just happened, so like we're chilling there, and it's like 2 a.m. and I'm telling him, "Yo, bro, I gotta go to sleep soon. We gotta wake up early so we could be at the card show, yada yada yada." And as soon as it goes to turn 2:01, it goes from 2 to 3 a.m. And I'm like, holy moly. And he's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, bro, it's 3 a.m. We need to go to bed. Ooh, 30K steps. That's right. 30K steps. That's right. Give it up. Give it up for the homie. Staying fit, keeping his body in check, doing what's right, taking the challenge seriously. I like that and I respect that, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, I respect anyone who takes time to check their health and do better. There's been multiple times in my life where I definitely had to get myself back on track and exercise, and it feels great. It's always super hard, but it's definitely worth it. You feel way better once you get to a point of comfortability, I'd say. I'm not sure the proper word, but that's what I'm gonna say. Comfortability. Righty. Starting to look a little more uniformed. Dagger cards. Yep, I have to post my videos. I have them uploaded, but you have to make and hashtags and other stuff on each video. But I will get it done. Yeah, dude. I feel like keeping up with social media can be a handful. I think I need like another phone or a camera. I believe everyone's using like cameras. Shingona Nails. That is my awesome sister right there. She came to watch me nerd out on YouTube. That's awesome that you came to join me. Love you, Hasmini. As you can tell, I'm listening to relaxing Pokemon music and nerding out with all my friends. Let's tell you, I didn't know my sister had me on YouTube. My sister lives back home where we're from, and I don't get to see her that often, so it's nice that she hopped online to watch me paint my psyduck Pokemon, and she knows that me and my kids are Pokemon fanatics, so we're always up on this, talking about this Pokemon or this card or whatever. But yeah, my sister is an amazing nail tech, awesome woman. Follow her page, Shingona Nails 805. She's been doing it up, and she's got a clothing brand, and she does great things for the youth out there with Mondo Outreach, the church out there that helps everyone locally. She's doing it up. She's an amazing woman. So if you guys are in Ventura County, 805, be sure to send her a DM. Check her out on Instagram. Check her out on TikTok. Book an appointment with her. Order some awesome merch that she makes all by herself. She's a very creative sister of mine. Very honored to see that she taps in with her creative ability and, does it up. Because not a lot of people do that. And so I got to give it up for my baby sister for doing that. See? Exactly. I look back at the comment and she's over here saying she just finished doing some pinstripe needles. Some pinstripe nails, which I don't doubt, because like she would send me drawings that she would do, and I'm like, wow, these are freaking awesome, And I've always told her, you're a great artist, you should pursue it. And she's definitely tapped in and found what she wanted to do with her creative abilities, and which is nail tech. I might be butchering that and saying it wrong, but yeah, she does some sick designs on on nails with her clients, for herself, for my wife. She's ill. She is illmatic, like they say on the Nas album, which definitely sounds like I'm a corny old dad when I say it like that. But let me tell you this, boy, I am pretty damn hip. I'll tell you what. I definitely feel super relaxed with this Pokemon jazz playing in the background. I don't know if you guys noticed any of the music, but it's all from a Sinnoh. And Data Card says, nails are so small, so to be able to do art on that is crazy. Dude, oh my god. My sister's always dropping some ill stuff, like, so tight. She's done a couple Pokemon ones too. She actually, now that I think about it, she did a custom Pokemon nail for me. I've never wanted to get my nails done, and I'd probably never do it again. But my sister, I asked her if she would make me a Pokeball nail for my pinky. And she did. She was like, hell yeah, I will. Sat down, did it. She wanted to do my whole hands, and I said, no, thank you. And yeah, she did the Pokeball nail for me, and it was tight. I rocked it for probably like 3 days, and then it broke. And I was super bummed because I don't know how to take care of nails. But it was tight. I think I have like the actual shell, which might be kind of weird to keep just a random fake nail. But, you know, my sister made it, so I kept it. It says, I am hip too, but the secret is it's all my beard. Yeah, see? The coolest thing about me is to be like my interest in Pokemon, you know? Or my kids. My kids are definitely like way cooler than me by every mean. Like my son has the coolest Pokemon cards. Both my kids have the coolest Pokemon cards. I painted them a custom Pokemon room. I've never had that growing up. You know, that's sick. Yeah, they always get custom themed every birthday party that they want, or a theme of whatever they want. I always paint it for them. They're like, oh, like one year my son wanted Stranger Things. So I went in the backyard of our house, and we have this big ass wall, and I painted his name, and it said happy birthday, but in the Stranger Things font with the same colors, with the black background, and like looked like movie light letters. It was pretty sick, and he was stoked. He loved it, and I think I got that picture still on my Instagram with him standing in front of it. And same thing for Mother's Day. Mother's Day, I'll do like a cool piece on the wall that says Happy Mother's Day. And one year my mom came over, and her and my wife were in the backyard, and I got some cool photos of them standing in front of it, and that was tight. That was a good memory, and it's nice to look back on things like that. All right, this is getting, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. And shout out to the homie who bought this already. Not even done with it, and he paid for it in full. Like, so much support. There's so much love in the Pokemon community. It's so sick. Like, I feel like I found brotherhood and friendship in like so many other communities in life. Like, whether it be in the streets or like, you know, just around other like hip hop events and stuff. And like, they were cool, but they were nothing like Pokemon. At least nothing like the community of people that I meet at Pokemon. People, I feel like just because we're so nerdy about this thing, and not nerdy in a disrespectful way, because I'm a giant nerd, but like, you know, like we're so, you know, we love Pokemon, all of us do. And like meeting other people like that love Pokemon and aren't like trying to be purists is super tight. And I feel like out there's a lot of purists in like every group, like whether it be racing, graffiti, artwork, murals, you know, there's always like a purist in there, and it's whack. And there's definitely a lot of purists in Pokemon for sure, but I haven't seen that yet, and I'm stoked that I haven't had to deal with any purists, because dealing with people like that it's pretty whack. And my sister says, do you look at a picture while drawing, or do you know how this Pokemon looks off the top of your head. No, I I have the worst memory ever, as you know, and I definitely had to look at like 5 different photos of Psyduck and draw him out, make sure I got his proportions right. And I actually redrew this exact sketch like, I don't know, maybe like 5 times before I felt like it was okay on this same piece of wood. I'll just redraw and erase, redraw and erase. At first I just drew like a big X and then kind of like a little circle and then built off the circle and then erased everything. But I mainly just did the X just so I can see where I'm going to place Psyduck and make sure he's not going outside of the frame, because I used to do that a lot growing up, and I don't like when my artwork is hanging off the canvas. Someone pointed that out to me once, and I never liked that, so I completely stopped letting my artwork hang off the canvas. And so now that all my artworks are usually centered in the middle, and if they're not centered in the middle, I will paint over it immediately. I was into sports cards my whole life, Dagger Cards says. Now I'm getting into Pokemon more and more now. Dude, my brother-in-law, he said that, I don't know who it was, but he was just telling me about it because I'm definitely getting into, I'm going to start vending Pokemon cards. I don't know how I don't know when. I've already got my foot in the door and it's going to happen. But yeah, so my friend said that, my brother-in-law was telling me that someone released like a bunch of Derek Jeter cards, some sort of like influencer. And I guess the first card went up to like 16 racks in value. And so he was like, yeah, I bought all like the next 2 drops and they weren't really worth anything. And I was like, dude, there's always someone out there collecting something, whether it's like a $2 card or a $1,000 card. So I'm going to take them with me to the next couple of card events to see what people say on them. I know I can also Google them and look it up, but you know, sometimes it's better when there's other people around, because the Pokemon cards I like have no value. Like the one I got from the homie, the slab that's graded and that's a 9.5. Like, to me, because I love this Pokemon and the fact that it's graded and it's in this, to me, this is like $1 million card. I know realistically it's not $1 million card, but when I looked it up, it was like 15 to 30 bucks. And that's cool too, but yeah, I mainly just like the Pokemon I like. Like this card right here apparently is worth a good amount of money from what I've seen online. But when I bought it, it was like messed up. And I wish I would have noticed that when I bought it there. But yeah, no, it's worth nothing now because it's super damaged. So I just have it hanging on my desk. And so I can look at it and check it out and be like, what up, Gengar? And Jeter is also involved with Arena Club grading too. What, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I have no idea who Derek Jeter is. I just know, I only heard his name today, and I'm guessing that he has, I'm guessing that he's famous just because my brother was talking about him, but I don't know nothing about him. And it says, Edgar has so many basketball cards, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and etc. So many old school cards. Dude, you should, if you have the Google app, it has the Google camera, and you can just hover the card over it and take a picture, and it'll show you like what it's going for and then what it's being sold at. And I barely found this out, so I didn't know this coming into cards that you could do that. I thought you had to like type it all up and it'd be a hassle, but you could actually just use the Google Lens. He was a pretty good baseball player for the Yankees. Okay, yeah. See, I don't know diddly about sports. Trying to learn more. Man, my throat is very dry right now. But we gonna finish this. That is what is happening. And apparently so is this paint. This paint is also very dry right now. But paint dries. So we just gotta deal with it. We just gotta deal with the chat. There we go. Get this all rounded off. So that way I don't gotta deal with this dude again. There we go. Bam. And again, thank you everyone for stopping by to say what up, tuning in, talking to me about Pokemon, listening to me talk about Pokemon, because I could talk about Pokemon for hours. Literally, like, there's so many damn Pokemon out there. We could spend an hour talking about each Pokemon, and there's over 1,000. So yeah. So if you want to talk Pokemon, this is the place because we'll chop it up all night and paint Pokemon. It looks like I'm almost out of orange, so I might have to make some more. But I think we're solid on the orange, anyways. He was a pretty good baseball player for the Yankees, and then come on, dog, you got to spill the tea. You can't leave me on a cliffhanger like that. Come on, come on. Yeah, I definitely like the chat more on YouTube and when I'm on Streamlabs. When I'm on the chat on Instagram, it's I don't know. I don't have that many people view, and like I don't think Instagram's a place where people really want to watch like anything. You know, I feel like Instagram is more for like updates and stories, but that's just my opinion. I could be definitely wrong on that, but my experience with when I go live on Instagram, it's like I've been live on Instagram before for like 2 hours straight, and no one will be on there. And I'll be live on YouTube for like 20 minutes. And don't get me wrong, I won't have 1,000 viewers, but I have a bunch of people trickle in and out, chop it up with me about Pokemon. They'll head out. Sometimes they'll come back, and that's cool. Like, I like that. I like the fact that anybody wants to come through and engage in a conversation, talk about Pokemon. Hey, even if you came through like, yo, bro, that sucks, I'd be like, word, that's tight, that's tight. You know what I mean? Alrighty. Alright, now I gotta find the right kind of brown for his beak. Which I'm really hoping I have that in like marker form. Which is exactly what we're gonna check right now. We're gonna look at my stack of markers and see if we can find the right kind of beige for psyduck. Let's see. Yeah, see, like, I used to have a different IG, and I never really went live, and I feel like the things that people watch the most, they get like the most traction on lives on Instagram, are like controversial things, like there's a car chase, or like a fist fight, or like somebody got bodily injured, and they're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And don't get me wrong, I'm that viewer too. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I want to see what happened to so and so, which is terrible. If you grew up in my family, they'd call you a cheese morsel or a cheese mosa, just to spite you. But yeah, no, I feel like that's what does best for Instagram lives. Or maybe I just need to try doing a Pokemon art on there. I haven't tried it. Yeah, just like the news. Like when I see someone going live on Instagram, I don't ever think personally like, oh man, they're gonna do some tight stuff. You know, they're really gonna go ill right now. They're gonna go dumb hard. Some people do, but like a lot of the time on YouTube, I mean on Instagram, it's just like a car crash or like someone fighting again, someone talking smack, someone getting grilled for doing something racist. But like even like the artist people I follow that like do really good at art sales and like everybody knows them, they get a couple people watching. But I also get it too, like you're making art, you're not doing some viral stuff. Like even if you make like a viral art piece, I don't think someone's gonna sit there and watch you paint the entire thing, which is understandable because I'm not gonna watch my favorite artist paint an entire piece unless it's sped up, you know? Like this whole live thing, it's very good for engagement for me. And so I could chop it up with you guys, and you guys can tell me what you want to see, what Pokemon you want to see. Let me know if this one was whack, if this one was tight. And then I produce shorts out of these clips afterwards too. And so like some of the shorts, I'm sure some of you guys have seen. I don't know if you checked them out. Like the latest one I just posted, I believe the latest one I posted was the Pikachu. If not, it was the Master Ball end table that I did for my kids. And that one was super tight. But I think on the next one, I'm definitely going to go live again with Streamlabs because I can't make my camera wide on this, on the YouTube app. Because I can stream straight from YouTube. And this is my first time streaming straight from YouTube. Normally I stream from Streamlabs. And when I stream from Streamlabs, I can make the screen way wider, and you guys would see pretty much everything on my desk. And right now, you could kind of only see the close-up of a psyduck. But you know what? We're having an intimate paint session. It's one-on-one time. We're kicking it, chopping it up about Pokemon and psyduck and how I can rip your body apart with just one very angry moment because he doesn't know how to handle his stress. And remember, people, we are very blessed that Pokemon aren't real, because there would be a lot of unalived people. I think that's the right way to say that on YouTube. I don't think I could say it the other way. Which I get it. You know, YouTube's for everybody. Alright, excuse me, have to drink some water real quick. Alrighty. Now it's starting to look like a psychic duck. A psyduck. You guys see what I did there? Here's a psychic duck. A psyduck. It's okay, chat. You guys can throw gnarly laughing emojis. I won't be mad. I know it was hilarious. I know this. Oh no! Accidentally threw trash in my paint bin. Right, so we're gonna dry this bad boy real quick, and I'm gonna try to talk over it so we can pretend like we don't all hear the giant hairdryer sound. So yeah, there's nothing going on here. We're not using a hairdryer on my painting. And I'm not trying to talk over it loudly. Nope. Alrighty. Let's see how he's looking now. Got the nice dry brown on him. Let's go, psyduck. Let's go. I wish I had a yellow marker that was the same color as this alpha acrylic yellow, because then I could just cut the lines back really easily. Like I'm cutting the lines back right now with the brown. I'm just going over stuff and shaping the brown shape right now. You can't do that with yellow because you could just see through yellow. If you want to go back and cut something with yellow, you have to use white first, let the white dry, go over it with yellow, and then do a second coat of that yellow, and then you cut back with yellow. That's how you do it. But so in other words, it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, it is what it is with yellow and orange, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hop on Scarlet and Violet tonight, and I believe they got like shiny Lapras out there, and try to catch that dude, which is tight because he's purple. Me and my son were shiny hunting Finizen, and I don't know if you know what the shiny form of Finizen looks like, but he's a purple dolphin. And my son is 3, so we're up at night catching him, and he stands out like a sore thumb, the Finizen. So I'm like, hey Pops, let me know when you see the purple dolphin. And he's definitely got his baby voice. He goes, Papa, there's the purple dolphin. And luckily for us, there was so many shiny Pokemon spawning. Like, I literally found 4 shiny Finizen in one swoop. Like, they were just all chilling right there in the ocean. And yeah, and he was like, look, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And I'm like, good job, Pops. And yeah, we caught some shinies, went to bed. I woke up 3 shinies richer, you know what I mean? If only they're the same value as the cards, but you know. You know. There we go. Getting all that brown in there. What up, psyduck? Quack. We got it. All right. I'm going to check. Let's see, I got this yellow. I got this yellow. I don't know what the hell this is. It's definitely not yellow. And apparently this is yellow. This is super pale. Huh, I have like 4 brand new yellows in my arsenal. Ain't that something? I'm not sure why, but I do. Got like 4 brand new yellows. Look at these. I'm not sure why they're all open. Normally open them one at a time, but whatever. We're gonna shake up all these pans, and we're gonna pray that one of these matches up with this, and that I can cut some of these lines back without having to go back in with the paintbrush. Oh, this looks pretty damn similar. It's a little bit lighter, but if I can cut with this, then I can just paint on top of it with the acrylic. And we'll be good to go, buddies. We will be good to go. So if there's anyone just tuning in right now, we are painting Psyduck, the Pokemon that will blow your head off if it gets mad at you. And if you guys are wondering what I'm listening to, it is music from Sinnoh. We're listening to Sinnoh. The name isn't called a Sinnoh Sympathy, or Symphony, but it's a symphony that made all the music from Sinnoh region. And if you guys are familiar with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, that is the region where those games are in. And I'm not sure what region it's actually based on in the world. I know one of the games is based off of New York. That might be Sinnoh. It's the whatever region introduced Scraggy and Pidove, because Scraggy was meant to be like the youth of New York. So it's like that Pokemon holding up his skin on his legs, and it's supposed to resemble like the youth holding up baggy clothing and always wanting to fight. And so that's why it's like a fighting type. And it's funny because it's Scraggy, but it sounds like Scrappy. And thank you, Dagger Cards. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, bro. Very much. I very much appreciate you. All right, Psyduck. You are looking beautiful, my friend. You are definitely gonna get a date to the prom. I don't know if you guys know this song, well, sound, but it's the one where you run into Looker, the international police of Pokemon. Which I always thought was kind of cool because he kind of helps you like take down the bad guys in the game, which is not normally like police. But yeah, Looker is the coolest cop in Pokemon. If there was ever a cool cop, it would have to be Looker. I think just because he's cool, because he goes back in time. He's the N1 that you see in ORAS, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where he's talking to Silver. And you hear Silver complain about his dad, Giovanni, the Team Rocket leader, and how he pretty much just calls his dad super soft because he got his whole gym beat by a 10-year-old. And Giovanni's just like, it's cool, like, people lose. And he's like, no, not you, Dad. You run, like, the biggest gang in Pallet Town. There's no way you're going to lose to a 10-year-old. He's like, you know what? You're right. And then Team Rocket was disbanded. What was I supposed to do with that? You know how heartbreaking it is as a kid to jump in the Silver version and be like, oh, man, I can't wait to fight Team Rocket. I'm ready. I beat Red and Blue. I beat Yellow. Team Rocket, you are done. And then you jump into Silver and Gold, and they're like, oh yeah, Team Rocket's super done. We're just really trying to stay afloat. And then you're just like, oh, what do you mean? And then you don't even have to fight Giovanni. You fight like, I don't know who the heck you fight, but it's not Giovanni. But Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, yeah, you travel back in time. You get to see that. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And chat's gonna grill me in the comments. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's what I said. I said Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Those are the ones where you get to travel back in time and talk to Silver and he tells you about his dad, who is Giovanni, and how he pretty much just thinks his dad is a loser because he got beat. All right, let's see. We're gonna add some white. You know what? Let's start outlining some stuff. So I'm gonna get some of my outlining pens. I definitely don't need all these yellows anymore. Over there. Need them over here. And we're gonna outline his hair. We're gonna outline his hair so that way I can show you what I was talking about. Because I was telling the chat earlier that I needed to make it a dark gray. And if you're looking at it, you probably can't see the black. I painted over the black already. But check this out. Tell me if you guys can see it. I know I'm gonna be able to see it on my end. But if y'all can see the difference, let me know. So here we go with the first black outline, all right? Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Are you guys holding your breath? I know I am. And I'm being dead serious. I really am holding my breath. Whenever I draw a line, I gotta like hold my breath a little. Sometimes I'm just sitting there like a trout with my mouth wide open, just staring at the canvas. So I can only imagine what my canvas is seeing when I'm painting on it. Probably just like a middle-aged dad staring at psyduck going like, yeah, this is tight. There we go. Bam. All right. So if you guys can see that, which it looks like you can on the camera, there's the gray, there's the black. Bam. So what I'm going to do now, if it didn't dry up, because this paint dries up crazy fast. Okay. All right, let's get a little bit of white. Oh, really? That's insane. Okay, well, the white dried up. That is insane, chat. This stuff dries so damn quick, which is great because I do not like watching my paint dry. So this works perfect for me. So I'm going to do a little bit of dry brush shading right there because I don't want to do a hard highlight on it. If I do a hard highlight, I feel like it's just going to stand out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of white, mix it with some of that dark gray I made earlier. Throw a little bit more white in there. And it's going to look a little scratchy, but it's all good. Because we need the highlight to stand out. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that. So that right there, I'm going to go back with this dark gray and kind of just do like a little, what I like to call an inline. And I'm going to outline the inner part of it, so I call it the inline. I'm going to do a gray inline with there, and it's going to kind of cut off that dark gray that's there. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like right now when I cut it. So see how it's like almost up against the black line right there? So I'm going to move the camera in a little. So it's almost touching the black line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with that gray, add a little bit of water so that way it's a little bit viscosity is higher. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. So there you go. So that's line cutting. Well, I guess you could say color cutting because I didn't actually cut any of the lines. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like cutting back some of that so it's not right up against the outline, because then it looks kind of funky. Nice. Nice. Oh man, that tasted kind of funny. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I clean my brush off, I take off the excess water and kind of like run it in my mouth just to get the tip back like that. Sometimes it's loaded with paint and you just get like a gnarly amount of paint in your mouth, and it's not the bee's knees, I'll tell you that, folks. It is not the bee's knees. Just recently when I was at the show, I realized one of these markers, not only is it dying, it also sucks. And I need to figure out which one that is, because I was having a hard time outlining that Snorlax at the event. Ooh, marker bled. The marker bled. All good though. What up, everyone? Thank you for stopping by, checking out the artwork. We are painting Psyduck, and yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. Tell me what Pokemon you want to see next. Tell me what you think about old Psyduck here. Yeah, let me know what you think. I got one. Someone told me already that it looked like a Bumblebee, which that is the California variant. If you guys didn't know, this is the California variant, the regional form of Psyduck. You know, he's just a little bit sunburnt. You know, he left his Crocs at the Airbnb. You know, don't judge him, bro. Don't judge my Psyduck. That's my dog. Oh, you can't even see what I'm outlining. Sorry, chat. I got all into it and you couldn't even see it. Yeah. 1 foot done. Hallelujah, hella back. Where you at? Sorry, I had to get a little hip hop in there. Just so you guys know I'm not a square. You know? Which I'm not, I swear. I'm like the coolest dude in the world. I'm like super duper not square. And you know that because I'm saying it. That's how you know I'm not a square. Oh, the ending sounded like some Pokemon church music. Psyduck's little webbed footsies. What you know about that? Psyduck and his little patas. And yes, that is the correct term because he is an animal. Yup. And if my sister's still online, she's probably gonna grill me on my Spanish. And if she's not, she didn't even hear it, so it's all good. We're in the clear, chat. There's no gonna be a roast from my sister. Alrighty. Let's see. What do we got? We're gonna let the feet dry a little bit. Luckily for us, we are using paint pen, so it's gonna dry in like the next 10 seconds. But also luckily for us, I got my handy dandy hair dryer, and I'm gonna mute the chat for a quick second so I can hit this with the hair dryer and you guys don't have to hear a gnarly loud sound. All right, that was that hot second. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a nice moment of silence for all the Psyducks out there that don't get no love. The Psyducks need love too. Maybe not in your party love, because I don't know, Psyducks. I'm not gonna put Psyduck on my team so I can learn Confusion like at level 20. Like, bro, I'm already at the second gym. You didn't learn anything useful. We're not gonna be friends. All right. And I'm gonna take a quick water break. I'll be right back, chat. Give me 1 second. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will be back shortly to get some water. What is this button? Oh, I can start a poll. I can start a Q&A. Wow, this is awesome. I didn't even know we had all these cool things. Uh-oh. That was pretty cool. What is that, flash? Oh, wow, I can turn the flashlight on my phone. I'm sorry, chat. This is so cool. There's a lot of things on here that I don't know. Let's see, start a poll. Let's start a poll, y'all. Let's see, ask your community a question. I want to see what you guys think I should paint next. I'm thinking of painting Munchlax. I want to see what y'all think. And if you guys know about Munchlax, and if you don't, look them up, please. So should I paint Munchlax? And if you don't know, he is a cute little chunky Pokemon. He is the cutest. And yeah, I love him. I think he's super cute. He's a little chubby wubby bub. And yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get some water. All right. Sorry about that, chat. I had to get some water. Seems like my throat is getting very dry. Not sure why. Oh man, okay. Back to the outlining of El psyduck, which I'm sure how my great grandma would say it. El psyduck. But yeah, truth be told, my great grandmother, I only kind of remember her. I remember certain things about her, and then certain things I remember, I'm not sure if I remember them because I remember it or because someone in my family told me about it, which can definitely be the case because I believe she passed on at an early age from me. I believe it was I think it was like when I was in elementary, my great grandmother passed away. But I only met her a few times, and she was awesome. There's a famous photo of her washing me in the bathtub, in the kitchen sink as a baby, with like fruits and vegetables. And I remember thinking, we probably ate those that night. Well, not me, I was a baby, but someone in my family definitely ate that. A family favorite, especially for me, that my family makes is a dish called It's essentially just like soup. Trying to think what the English word for it is. Stew. It's like a stew or a broth, I believe. You can throw a bunch of like carrots and potatoes, celery, chicken, pork. Maybe not at the same time in the same bowl with the chicken and pork, but yeah, you can put a bunch of that stuff in there and it tastes bomb. It is delicious. I came home the other day from work and my wife had a steaming bowl of Godable for me, and I was like, oh yeah. My life was complete. I had 2 bowls and I felt terrible about myself after, but I also felt great. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I got an amazing wife who is an amazing chef, and she is always cooking me the best meals. Yeah, I think she could definitely open up her own restaurant, or at least be a chef. Probably be a chef, you know, like restaurant owning is so different than cooking, I would assume, right? Let's see. Yes, we got 1 vote, chat. We got 1 vote. Someone said yes for the Munchlax. And thank you. I think I should paint Munchlax also, but it's not about what I want painted. It's about what you guys want painted. I want to make some cool content with some cool Pokemon. And you guys got to let me know. Gotta say, hey, bro, we want to see Munchlax. Or the heck with it. We don't want no Munchlax. It kind of sounds like X-Lax. I don't know if you guys are familiar with X-Lax, but it's a dietary supplement that makes you poo. And yes, that was an awkward pause. But when you take X-Lax, there will be no awkward pause. Yeah, I went there. Oh, psyduck. You and your big nose. What are you doing, buddy? You gotta get your nose out of everyone else's business. Yeah, you know what I really want to do is I really want to do the Pokemon playthrough. I think the best audience for that would probably be Twitch. I think it'd be tight to do like shiny hunting on Twitch with Arceus. Ooh, there we go. We just drew the top of his head. What y'all know about that, chat? Huh? As you can tell, I'm getting a lot more comfortable. Uh-oh. Need to wait for his beak to dry. Alright, chat, you know what that means? I gotta mute it real quick so I can hit it with the blow dryer and so none of y'all hear that sound. And there we go. There we go. And yes, I know I let a little bit of that sound roll through, but come on. You guys gotta hear what I'm doing. Bam! Psyduck. Psyduck got a forehead you can land a plane on. Alright, I'm gonna give him his little chubby arms. Probably throw a second shadow in there just to make it look like really, like his arm's really in that. Dude, Psyduck's looking better, right? He's looking a little better. I like how Ryan Tran came back. Shout out Ryan Tran once again. That's my man, Ryan Tran. But yeah, no, I like that you're able to come back and like see it. You know, like again, like they always say, you gotta trust the process, baby. Oh, I need to hold it Psyduck in a sandwich. Someone's got to make Psyduck a sandwich. Woo! You know I was holding my breath for that one, right? Alright, we holding our breath again. I don't know if you are, but I am. Woo! Yeah, and then once I get the black in, probably on this side, maybe not this side because these question marks are a little too close to his head. I'm gonna do a little purple shadow because he's sitting on a pink background, so it's gonna be like he's actually sitting on the actual color of the background. And then I'm gonna hit it with a white, what I call an outer shell. A lot of people like to call it a second outline. So the second outline is gonna be white. I'm gonna outline these bad boys with black. Do a little bit of pink inside them, give them some depth and highlight, and then throw a little bit of white on top of that, so it has a second highlight. Excuse me. And yeah, he's gonna look pretty badass, you guys. I definitely want to draw. I want to draw a darker Psyduck too, where he's just kind of like looks kind of sketchy. Like, oh man, I came down the wrong alley and Psyduck's gonna blow me up now. You think Psyduck would join a street gang and just like totally annihilate people? I was making a realization to my brother the other day. I was telling him how Psyduck's just like that chick from the show The Boys. How she just like pops their heads. And yeah, if Psyduck was real, there would be a lot of that. Like, oh, don't feed the Psyduck. Why? Because they'll blow you up, sweetie. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe don't feed the Psyduck. Or, you know, maybe just don't buy any or catch any animal that, you know, can like destroy a building with its mind. Like, we've all seen what Psyduck could do. This guy should be used in like wars. Like, if there was Pokemon out there and I was like some sort of president and I was gonna go to war, we're using Psyduck, buddy. We're tying them to the front of the tanks. We're sending tanks flying through buildings. Psyduck's gonna be the guy. But then, you know, they might have scientists that are gonna build their own Mewtwo's. That would be insane. Man, the Psyduck's gonna look sick. I can't wait. I gotta do his little nose, bloop, bloop. Little nose holes, little nostrils. Come through with the highlights on top of that. I believe I got a different light sand color. All right, if Psyduck was holding a sandwich, what sandwich is he holding? You tell me that, Ryan Tren. What sandwich is Psyduck holding? Which sandwich is Psyduck packing in his sandwich bag? Woo! Tell you always gotta hold your breath. Holding my breath with every line. Uh-oh. Look who messed up on live. This guy. This guy messed up on live. No! 1 second. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. I was looking at the chat and not paying attention to my work. But sometimes you can save it because it's a water-based acrylic. Sometimes you can save it. But the cool thing about paint is you can paint over paint. So, spaghetti-o. Y'all see that? Okie dokie. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, where is it at? So I don't know if you guys were on the chat earlier, but I was saying you kind of use white to erase stuff. I think this marker might be done. Yeah, you gotta use especially on orange and yellow. Use white to erase stuff because white's the easiest to paint over, especially when you're trying to build like a yellow or orange foundation, you know? Oh no. Oh no. But it's not the end of the world. I mess up all the time on like every single painting. And I think that just helps me become a better artist. It's very rare that I do a painting and it just comes out perfect. You know, like first shot, perfect. Like 99% of the time when I'm doing a painting, I will mess up. But, you know, I'm human. It's crazy, right? Who would have thunk it? But, yeah, no, I definitely make tons of mistakes when I'm painting. And that's what helps me be a better artist is learning from my mistakes and be like, all right, how can I fix this and how can it not be the end of the world? Because when I first started doing art, I would mess up and be really bummed out about it. And nowadays, I kind of know what to do if I mess up. I think the only thing that will really count as like a giant mess up is like if this fell over, boom, and like spilled black ink all over it. I would have to just run it under the sink and then just fix whatever I can. At least that's what I would do right away. There might be a better solution. I don't know what it is. See, yep. There we go. There we go. You guys ready to hold your breath? Because I'm gonna do that. And again. Oh, I love this song. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but like the 8-bits that they produced for Pokemon or just any of the music they produced back then is just so... It just sends me driving down memory lane. Growing up as a kid. I was the older brother, but my sisters, they're not too much younger than me. But they liked, they were very much little girls. They liked little girl stuff growing up. And I didn't. They liked like Lizzie McGuire and Bratz dolls. They did a bunch of cool little girl stuff. And me being the older brother, I'd be like, that's not cool. So like I spent a lot of time playing Pokemon, and that was like my thing before I really even like picked up artwork. Because I always did art growing up, but I didn't see it as something that like I would do daily up until high school. I started drawing and stuff around like 6th grade, probably even sooner, but I didn't really see it as something that was like part of me until I want to say like freshman year in high school. And that's when I was like younger, obviously, and my friends were really into graffiti, and I would do graffiti with them, and that really opened my door first, like into any type of artwork. And then from there, growing up, my older brother gravitated into doing murals, and I was still doing graffiti, and I didn't see my potential at the time. And so my brother took me to a live art event, and holy crap, it just blew my mind. Like, I had so much fun painting something that wasn't a letter. I still remember to this day what it was. Someone brought us like this Christmas tree it was like a canvas though, but in the shape of a Christmas tree, and it was a wood cutout. And my brother's like, let's paint like a face, and he drew this face, and he's like, I'll do mine sad and you do yours happy, and or vice versa or something like that. And it was so fun and like so sick. Like, I remember having a blast. It was my first time seeing any type of ending, live artwork, being a part of live artwork. And yeah, it just blew my mind. And I always wanted to do live art. What up, El Deadpool fan? What up? And then it says I walked in and it asks if you should paint the pre-evolved form of Snorlax, my favorite Pokemon. I'm like, oh yeah, how much to buy when done? Oh, brother. I'm gonna do it on one of these. I'm gonna show you right now. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but my Instagram account name is the same as my YouTube account name. So is my TikTok. It's making art in the dark. Know what I mean? But yeah, no, I just primed. I'm gonna pull the phone back. Sorry if it gets a little wonky. I just primed a bunch of wood outside, sanded and hand cut them. And so I'm going to do the Munchlax on this. I gotcha. And if you want it right now, you want to claim it right now, I'll do it. As long as you're in the U.S., first and foremost, as long as you're in the U.S., I'll do it sold right now, $60. If you want it. Nice. Thank you for following me on Insta, brother. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I'm trying to definitely learning the ins and outs of the YouTube. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to navigate people to DM me and stuff like that. So I need to put in the chat like a way to to drop my whatchamacallit. The links. There we go. The links. Let's see.